For you tonight, it's Game 3 of the NBA Cup for both of these teams. Let's get started. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. And here we can check out the story for Jabari Smith.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. At the guard positions, Van Fleet and Green. Alperen Sengun out there with Thompson. And it's Brooks in at the 3, the small forward. And for Minnesota, Edwards is out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Vucevic. And it's Anunoby in at the 3. You look at Minnesota. A 1-1 record thus far in the Cup, so they have to win this one at home.
Yeah, and I tell you, they're counting on these fans to give them a boost, so you would expect them to come out with a little extra in their tank tonight. This is a 100% need game in the Cup.
And as for the Rockets, this is their 3rd group play game. And with a 1-1 record, this is really a must-win contest.
And with this one, being on the road, it won't be easy. They're going to have to fight to stay alive in this NBA Cup tournament.
Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a 3-point game. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. Oh, something to see.
Goodness.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. Looking for a breather. And maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Minnesota with the ball. Edwards looking it over Green. Edwards' shot is good.
Boy, great take by Edwards, making the correct decision in the pick and roll there.
Anthony Edwards is a classic 2-guard, Clark, a spectacular player. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
I had a chance to catch up with Chris Finch. I asked him how they plan on bottling up Jalen Green. Now, he said we have to try and stay in front of him and protect the rim. Jalen is an explosive athlete and an incredibly crafty finisher around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thanks.
And you watch Adebayo, he really has everything you could ask for from that 4-5 position. Now, and that's partly why he shoots such a high percentage. First guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
For Houston, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Green kicks to Van Vliet. Pass to Thompson. 3-pointer. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 3 assists tonight.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
Now here's Edwards. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. 6 to shoot. Over Green. Goes back up. Here's Vucevic. Another miss by Minnesota.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Green, the pass to Van Vliet. Inside, here's Thompson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Adebayo with the ball. Now Green defending. On the wing, Anunoby sinks the triple.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Minnesota making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in. Tari Eason's checked in for the Rockets. Fades. That shot missing. Good D by Thompson. Rockets leading by 6. Brooks, the pass to Eason. Brooks up on top. Defended by Alexander Walker. Thompson in the post. Adebayo on him. Thompson with the bucket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
DiVincenzo kicks to Vucevic. Tips it up. And it's put back in by Vucevic.
And he gets one to fall. And now one out of his first 4.
We've got 1:28 left to play here in the first. Outside, Green. Thompson outside. Eason passes to Thompson. Over Adebayo. The shot by Thompson, no good.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
And Adebayo throws it down.
And this is too easy for Adebayo. Once he's close to the rim, he is going to damage it.
Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Eason. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Now, here's Adebayo. Thompson with the rebound. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Eason passes to Green. Houston moving it around. Brooks, left side. And Adebayo sends it back. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And that does it for the first quarter. Rockets lead by 4. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Rockets?
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
Kelly Olynyk is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then there's Miles McBride. And it's Edwards in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Aaron Holiday's checked in for Houston. Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Şengün. 9 feet out. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Smooth jumper there by Şengün. He's working on stretching things out more when he can.
Olynyk, a screen on Holiday. Here he goes. Edwards. And good that time.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Pass to Eason. Holiday sets the pick for Eason. In the corner, it's Whitmore. Down low. And Smith with the stuff.
And Smith is just so job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Timberwolves. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, there's the Rockets, 2 spots down.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
It appears to me, though, that this group has all the ingredients for a special season.
And the Timberwolves with possession here, following the 3 from Jabari Smith. Out to Edwards. To the right side. Here's Olynyk. Eason grabs the board.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, Kevin. Alperen Şengün is a weapon on the block. Coach Ime Udoka said there are not a ton of true low-post threats in the NBA nowadays. Joel Embiid, Jokic, I don't know how many others there are anymore. Alpe's had success against pretty much everybody that's guarded him. Kevin, his footwork is indeed high level.
DA finishing with force.
Shook that building all the way up. Watch out now. Look out below. Edwards rising to the round.
Holiday, the pass to Eason. Lets it go from deep. Minnesota with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Edwards, no good.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Holiday surveying the floor. Pass to Eason. Smith with a screen on Love. Shot by Eason, no good. Timberwolves trail by 5. Outside Edwards. Alexander Walker with the ball. It's stolen by Smith. To the wing on the left. Driving in. Here's Eason. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Edwards got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. There's Anthony Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
We've got liftoff here, folks. Once Edwards sprints past the defense, it is an absolute wrap.
And we got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants to talk to his guys. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Vucevic checked in for Olynyk. Bam Adebayo comes in for Kevin Love. OG Anunoby's checked in for Alexander Walker. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Houston with a big group substitution here. Thompson, he's checked in for Jabari Smith. Dylan Brooks comes in for Şengün. Green, he's checked in for Whitmore. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Aaron Holiday. And Thompson sends it back.
On the hunt to make a big defensive impact. Thompson denying that shot.
And it's VanVleet with the ball for Houston. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Just playing so strong down low. Adebayo knows you got to be ready for the fight inside.
VanVleet with the bounce pass. Here's Thompson. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Pass to Eason. Houston shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. He's off on the first. He hits the second from the line. Timberwolves trail by 5. DiVincenzo passes to Adebayo. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It goes on Dylan Brooks. And the Rockets making a change here. Smith has checked in. And that one misses. Last outing for the Rockets, it was a loss to Portland.
Yeah, they made some spectacular plays in it right to the very end. Just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, you know, they didn't have their best stuff, but they were still getting after it. So you got to really appreciate the effort and hustle.
Van Vliet finds Green, launches a three, that falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's DiVincenzo. And he hits the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Nothing like knocking down that last possession of a quarter to give you a little feel-good momentum.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Houston on top. They're up by 4. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Glad you could join us. The story tonight for the Houston.
Their offense is running like a machine there, Shaq. I mean, they're making calculated decisions, kind of like all of those degrees you have. Calculated degrees, very consistent approach, man.
And looking ahead, here's what's to come later on tonight in the NBA. Thank you for being with us. Now,
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, Amen Thompson has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yeah, you know, he's been up in the air so often, he's been absolutely a pest on the defensive end.
So on the floor for Houston. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Alperen Sengun. And it's Van Vliet into the one. Well, Clark, we hear a lot about the antics with Brooks, but he deserves more attention for his play.
I agree, especially on the defensive end, Kevin. He's one of the top perimeter defenders in the league, and some of what his antics are flowing out of is his competitive spirit. I still think he needs to tamp down the antics because that does take away from what he does, which is lock guys up and play with great competitive spirit all the time.
Here's Anunoby, pass to Vucevic, and stolen by Sengun. Here's Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to Sengun. Thompson's got 14 points.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
And Clark, on average, free throw attempts are down a fair bit in the last 20, 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, from a fan perspective, I think you compare a field goal to a couple of free throws. It's obvious, though, which is more entertaining to watch. You want to see guys score the ball in live action. Hey, like a lot of guys, Edwards rides momentum as a player. When his confidence is soaring, so is his activity level.
Adebayo with a screen for Edwards. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And he makes the first.
A superstar-level talent for sure. Anthony Edwards is awesome, but I like his competitive spirit as much as his skills.
90 seconds now into the second half. Thompson outside. There's Green with the three. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
It's rebounded by Houston. And here's Thompson. He's got 14. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Edwards, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And here's Green outside. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Vucevic has gotten 6 rebounds now in the game. It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Adebayo against Green. Back to DiVincenzo. A three-pointer off the mark.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Stolen by Anunoby. DiVincenzo with it. Picked up by Thompson.
Boy, they need to pick it up here now. I mean, they're 0 of 4 coming out of the break.
Here's Green. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on.